Going live. Am I going live? Does it actually work? Yes, I'm live. Okay. Hi guys. Let's just do the important thing first. Putting in a new snooze. It's Friday, and I'm an adult. I can do whatever I want. I can take a new snooze, and I can drink some Lafroy single malt Scotch whiskey, 10 years old. ASMR is what it's called, right? There we go. I don't have a proper whiskey glass, so I'm using my uranium glass, because uranium glass is badass, right? Okay, so skål på er. It's Friday. I really enjoy Lafroy. First time I drank it wasn't just 10 years old, it was like 1,000 years old. I don't actually remember. But I had shot my first red stag in Scotland. And a guy who basically owns the mountain that I was hunting with on his mountain. He had this old hunting lodge at the foot of the mountain, and I was in there. I just carried the carcass from the top of the mountain, basically. It's not a moose, you can carry it. and he gave me a cigar. I don't know what brand, I don't know anything about cigars, and sat me in the sitting room in front of the open fire and poured me a glass of something like this. And it gets this nice taste because they filter it through peat or whatever. I don't know. He told me this story, but I just drank my whiskey. Right, two Swedish. Ostish. Says skål. Follow a friend. Normal citizen. Noble Carl. Viking 1. Yes, it's Friday, Viking. Sick Akkodap. Half trampled by deer. Swedish yet again. Kumpen. Hello. Not a tool. Enrique. Tumba tattoo is with us. It's looking fine. I've forgotten to send you a picture, but it's been a bit frazzly still. But I'm taking care of it. Abbe, Mangan, Konrad, Mats, C-Storm, Jonas Andersson, Jesper, Vilepille, Padronen, Captain. Yeah. The gang is all here. Skål yet again. Damn it. I almost never drink whiskey. I usually do it when I'm hunting, when I'm back in the evening in the cottage. But I have a little bottle at home, just if I ever want one. And I felt like whiskey today, and I didn't have the beer feeling this Friday. I don't know. Sometimes that happens. We don't have to drink much of this. It has a lot of taste. Right, so I wrote this on the Discord channel that I was going to try to... I've been searching through the parliamentary webpage to find anything gun related that's been happening recently. I mentioned some things last week, and I didn't find anything last week. But I did find something this week, so let's have a look at it, right? Boop, here we go. So, this is a written question to our Minister of Justice, Gunnar Strömmer from the Moderate Party. And this was written by Adam Martinen from the Swedish Democrats. And here's the answer. Basically, what he asked was regarding licenses that has a 5-year limit, and that is for fully automatic machine guns and handguns, one-handed pistols and revolvers, basically. And the question was, when will you remove it? Basically. TLDR is that. So I'll just read you the answer to this, and the question will make sense. Adam Martinen has asked me if I want to make an additional directive for an investigation that's ongoing into the gun law in Sweden regarding the removal of the 5-year licensing for handguns and machine guns. And if so, when? And he basically says that what it's going to do is it's going to add everything that Parliament has voted for, all the motions that's passed, is going to add. That's the answer. And one of those motions that's passed actually several times is the removal of the 5-year licensing. So what he's saying is that he's going to add that. So that's going to be added. So that investigation was started by the socialists last government we had. They did not put that in there. But what's happened is that I found this as well. So regarding this investigation, they reopened that part of the discussion for the government. So the investigation started 12th of May last year. And it's going to be done 10th of November 2023. And what they're saying here is the current government will add directives to this investigation. This is not finished on their agenda. So I haven't seen that they've actually added this yet to the investigation, but they're going to change who is handling this investigation and put their own man into the handling of the investigation. So that in and of itself is a good sign. And I told you guys who that was last week. I forgot his name, so whatever. So yeah, it's happening. Suddenly it's happening. And it's a tight schedule. This is supposed to be done this year. When I was told there was going to start, the wording when I was told this by Sten Bergheden, one of the parliamentarians handling this, he's actually part of the investigation in a parliamentarian way, as an advisor from the parliament, basically. He told me that they're going to have a new investigation, but that's not what they're doing. They're basically hijacking the socialist investigation, putting their own man in, putting their own shit in the investigation, and just... So this is good. This is good. This saves a year. Instead of just canceling this investigation and starting a new one, because that would have taken yet another year. This is going to be done this year, and that would make it so that theoretically next summer in 2024, on the 1st of July, we might not have 5-year licensing. That's theoretically possible if all the stars align. So this is really good shit for Swedish gun owners. And if this happens, this is suddenly a handgun channel. I'm gonna buy shit like an idiot, because I'm not having them on loan from the government for 5 years so the police can fuck with us. And one thing they're also gonna do is remove the licensing from the police to a new government agency. They've done this before. It was a local region that handled it back in the day, called Länsstyrelsen in Swedish. And they started doing what the police are doing now. So the government back then moved the licensing from Länsstyrelsen to the police, because they reasoned that the police would handle it by the book, by the law. And now the police aren't doing that anymore. So this is probably just a temporary measure. Give it 30 years or something, and they're going to fuck it up as well. But that's 30 years we can have someone actually following the law. So yeah, we have another thing coming. So the European Union Firearms Directive, what's happening with that? With the what's the schedule for the magazine ban thing? That's super stupid. So they actually have... This means that they have no information to show, and that's where we are right now. And I've heard a little rumor that they're gonna try to change shit in it. We'll see if that happens, but we'll know in this summer basically what's gonna happen. So the 13th, 14th of June. That's when we get the next news, or if it's... Well, probably before that, because they don't have any information to show yet here. So there's a suggestion to a law change will come. And then we can read it here. So I guess we'll see what actually happens. So I'm going to have to keep my eye on this page and see when they update it. But basically what they're trying to do is having a decision being made in Parliament on the 20th of June, which means that the law, whatever it's gonna be, will go into effect July 1st this summer. So yeah, that's what we're having right now. So it's a little bit of a nail biter. We'll see what happens when something shows up here. So we don't know yet. So regarding the European Union, we have this thing I noticed. It's called the chat law or something like that. So they're saying, think about the children. So what they're wanting to do is, this has nothing to do with guns. It's have everything to do with basically life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So they're using the excuse of child sexual abuse to make a law in the European Union that mirrors the law in the United Kingdom that they want to implement. What they want to do is put a Trojan on your phone that monitors everything you type, and before any message is sent, it's going to be run. They're going to run a check on it, and that's even if you have encrypted communication like Signal, WhatsApp, whatever. Most of the messaging services like SMS or Facebook Messenger or chats like that is already doing this. They're already doing this for those, but for Signal and stuff like that, they don't. But they want to basically have a backdoor into all communication for everyone and monitor everyone's communication. This is 1984 levels of bullshit. So yeah, thank you, European Commission. They're fucking assholes. So they want to have an impact assessment on everything. They have to have an impact assessment on everything. And the impact assessment says that it's time sensitive. We cannot do an impact assessment. Yeah. Because think of the children. Whatever. So I just wanted to wave a flag that the European Union is trying to become Stasi. Right. So for those of you who want to have a gun in Sweden, the most easy way to get one is taking the hunter's exam. So there are some changes to that. So this little green note is something every hunter in Sweden I have gotten. So when they took their hunting exam, I have one of those. But they're not going to be using those anymore. They have everything is going to be digital, so it's not a big change. Some other changes is that you can have it on an indoor shooting range, one of those shooting cinemas where you shoot your rifle at like an animal at a moving screen or whatever. So it's going to make more places be able to handle hunting exams. So this is a good thing. This is a good thing. It's going to make it easier to get your hunting exam, basically. Yeah, well, that's pretty much it from me when it comes to the news. I was just talking to what's his name? Henry Chan from 900 Reviews. I'm going to help him with some stuff for his. He got himself a Sauer 200, not the STR, the 308 version, I believe it was. So I'm gonna help him a bit with that for 900 Reviews. So we'll see what comes of that. Also, God damn it, my head is stupid. Mark Serbo, right. Mark has gotten himself a Swedish K that is going to build up, so I might help him some with that. We'll see whenever that happens. He's doing like 50 different things at the same time. Viking One says it's been a good week at work. He works with kind of government shit at least. Many discussions about firearms protection and equipment. Something has happened in Sweden. Yeah, fucking war in Europe has happened. Russia is invading Europe. So yeah, what we've been waiting for in Sweden for 100 years has happened again. We've been in war with Russia many times during the centuries. And every time they have acted the same way as they have acted in Ukraine. Pillage, rape, murder. Like they have like a bingo card with war crimes they're trying to get filled out. Hello, Padronen. Mangan VB90 says, if they remove synnerliga skäl, could you just buy a pistol because wanting one if you already own pistols? So not really. You're gonna you cannot buy a firearm, and it will probably take a very long time, if ever, to just buy a firearm just because you want one. You're gonna have to motivate a need for it, and there's gonna be acceptable needs and all that shit. Synnerliga skäl is a legal term in Sweden that means totally forbidden, basically. And the ownership of a handgun and a machine gun has synnerliga skäl, or totally forbidden, hanging over them. So the police is using that to basically ban all ownership of machine guns right now, and messing with everyone who want to own a handgun. And they've been doing that for a decade, at least. So the plan is to remove that. That motion is one of those I mentioned earlier, remove synnerliga skäl, and it's probably going to be särskilda skäl instead. And that's a lower form of forbidden, basically. Basically, all gun ownership is forbidden in Sweden, unless you have a valid reason that the state will grant you, like a gift from the state. The state is all in Sweden. The state can never be wrong. That's why we have, what's it called, law positivism in Sweden, where instead of acknowledging that human beings has inherent right as a human being, like granted from God or whatever, however you want to interpret it, we have whatever rules the state allow us, because the state is always right, always obey the state. The state is all powerful. The only countries who had that kind of view on the law was Nazi Germany, the USSR, and Imperial Japan, and Sweden. Sweden still has it. Only country that still has it. Well, perhaps Russia, I don't know. It's a fucked up way to view the law. Path trampled by deer says, remember, the European Union is not a political initiative, it's a trade federation. No, we were suckered into the European Union by the promise of free trade and free travel, and it sounded good, and the sales pitch was good, but it's not what we got. What we got was bureaucracy, plunder, and bureaucrats in Brussels who own our lives, basically. So, the state thing again. Hello, Tom Anders. Akuda says, Hunter's license being digital. Okay, nice. Hope they don't install some trickery to it. Well, it's not like you have to install an app on your phone or anything. It's just it's registered digitally. And if you want to check if your hunting license, you just flash your ID card or driver's license or passport or whatever. And they can just look it up if you have to prove your hunting exam. So that's basically it. And it's going to make it easier for the Swedish police to handle licensing for firearms as well. Because before, they basically had to contact Naturvårdsverket, which is the government agency handling that. So I'm hoping that's the case as well, at least. Abbe says, there was talk about making self-defense a little bit better. Anyone heard anything about that? Well, we can check. I have the webpage up right now. Let's see if I can find anything about it. Not really. I can't find anything about it. Nope. Someone might have said something in the media, but I can't find an emotion or anything about it right now. Normal Citizen says, Pia Clarté, our Lord and Savior, had a meeting with politicians about the EU Firearms Directive a while ago. Hopefully they changed the magazine bullshit. Yeah, I hope so as well. It isn't really that hard to make a good law regarding the magazine bullshit, as you say. Just have to do it the correct way. Doing it the way they're doing it right now is very complicated and stupid. So the way they're doing it right now is they haven't even defined what a magazine is in the law. And they say that, well, the courts have to decide that. Okay, so you don't know if you break the law. It's impossible for you to know if you break the law. And if you're going to court, it's going to be like this bullshit... well, congratulations to Swedish, member for 5 months. Thank you. So where was I? Yeah. So say you have some magazine and the police don't know what it is, and they nick you for it. Then you basically have to prove your innocence. It's like reverse of how justice is supposed to be. So they throw you in jail, confiscate your firearms, your ammunition, your whatever, go through your house. And if they find anything, they're going to prosecute you for it, whatever it might be. And then you're going to have to prove your innocence. You don't even know if you broke the law. And the police don't know if whatever you did was illegal, because the courts will have to make it up on the spot. The courts that don't know shit about anything, first level of courts are not any people who know anything about the law. It's political commissars. It's what we call in Sweden nämndemän. They are people appointed by the political parties. Literally. Political commissars. That's our court system. And the judges, they are appointed by the politicians as well. So if you go to the second level of court, and all of the actual legal people who has it for a living, and it's not just a politician, well, they're basically left-wing people, all of them as well. So good luck, have fun. Welcome to Sweden. Hypothetical scenario. If there would be a Svexit, would you vote for it? Yeah, I would. I don't like what the European Union is heading towards. It would be nice if you could reform the European Union to just be a trade union and a free movement, and not this bullshit it is right now. Yeah, those who are members of the channel, they get some extra swag when it comes to the icons and shit. Yeah, tomorrow, that's also one of the reasons I'm just gonna drink a little bit of whiskey today, is I have to get up early tomorrow and drive. So I'm going to try to be at the range at 8:30 and do some 22 long rifle long range shooting. Hopefully. I also enrolled into a competition, an extreme long range competition. If I get the hilarious Mark Serber rifle in 6.5 by 55, I'm going to use that. But most likely I'm going to use my 338 again. Yeah. Well, welcome Conrad G to supporter of the cause. The cause is AK-47s for everyone, except those who already have them and didn't get it legally. They can't have any. Maybe I should change that slogan. AK-47s for law-abiding people. That's a better slogan. Right. God damn it, now I want a beer. Well, I don't have any. So, did you guys enjoy all the IWA shit I've been spamming the channel with? Let's see what the statistics on that is. So everything I upload to my YouTube channel is immediately demonetized. And I have to hit the little manual review button on everything. And if it's demonetized, I don't get any views on it. I have a couple of 100 views on the video. And if it's not immediately demonetized, I get at least 1,000 views on them. Or 1,300, something like that. It's ridiculous. Well, whatever. It's the statistics on the channel. Yeah. At least I get more subscribers. That's nice to see. Well, whatever. I hope to be able to make some nice videos when I'm shooting the 22. It's a really fun way of practicing PRS and competing with PRS, because if you're shooting 22 long rifle at like 200 meters, that's actually a little bit of skill involved to actually hit anything. You have to be able to read the wind and do everything correctly. It's like shooting a 6.5 by 55 at 1200 meters or something. Tom says, I'll be getting my Heinel CR308 permit next week. Congratulations, it's going to be your second one, right? I guess YouTube ads doesn't even cover his Friday stream beer. Drinking whiskey though. Even if it's demonetized, they're still probably going to show some commercial bullshit on the channel, right? Cheap assholes. Let's have a little bit more whiskey. We want some 1022 tips. Okay, so there is one company in Sweden who is the 1022 masters, and it's my friend, well no, that's scr.sc, scr.nu. There we go. So this little web page, let's have a look. Shop by gun model, accessories for the Ruger 1022. So this takedown chassis is the one I have. So it depends on which 1022 you have. If you have a regular one with a fixed barrel, you can look at this one. But if you have a takedown, I would use this one. It's really, really good. That's the one I have. So the Desert Tech chassis, I felt it at IWA. I did not like it. I cannot recommend that. But there's some cool shit out there. If you really hate money, this is most likely the best one. It looks cool as well. There's some really good chassis systems. Magpul is always going to be a good one. But this one does look kind of cool, doesn't it? Just remember that when you're hunting with it, you can't have a collapsible stock on it. It's okay on the shooting range, but when you're storing it, when you're hunting with it, have a fixed stock on it. Otherwise, this is perfectly fine. And I have, when it comes to barrels, I have a takedown. So I bought mine from him. Well, it's changed the barrels, but I have a similar barrel to this one at least. So it's a bull barrel with a threaded end. So I have this in mine, similar at least. Works fine. Really good accuracy. And there's probably more to choose from when it comes to the fixed one. And magazines, obviously the BX25s, those are awesome. Buy a bunch of the 10 rounders and the 5 rounders as well. Especially if you have the takedown stock, this one. Because you can open this lid and put 3 of the 10 round magazines in it. Perfect for when you're hunting. I have 3 5 rounders in there. And a suppressor on it, of course. That's nice. But yeah. Obviously change the trigger. There's a lot. Just the regular Ruger one works fine. What I did was I basically bought some Volkwarzen ham kit like this, and I polished internals myself, and I did a bunch of work on it. A trigger stop is really nice to have, so that's nice. If you change the trigger, get something with a trigger stop. Something like this is always nice to use. Well, and the good thing is most of these things you don't have to buy at once. You can just keep modding it until you get bored with it. You can do a million things with your Ruger 1022, and all of those things start with this this page, basically. Yeah, Ruger 1022, very cheap to buy, very expensive when you're done with it, if ever you're done with it. Oh, Tom Anders, Heinel 308 is the same rifle, he's gonna buy it again. Tom, you're a fucking meme right now. You're buying the same rifle several times. That's, yeah. Yeah, that's ridiculous. You're hilarious. Abby's wondering how long he's gonna own it this time. Yeah, exactly. Path Trampled by Deer says, you think that the wars are keeping the arms companies afloat? Yet we know it's Tom. That's true, that's true. Keeping the entire business afloat. Starting new companies just to supply him. It's like one of those crazy war types in Africa. It starts like a civil war, except it's only one guy and it's the same gun all over the time. He just keeps buying it. Oh, Blood Eagle is getting married. Skål på det, grattis. Padronen says it means the 2210 Ruger PC carbine. Well, the same thing regarding those. SCR.NU has shit for that as well. So he has the Ruger PC carbine, the magazines, the trinkets, the chassis, the whatever you want. There's a lot of shit here. I don't know if he has anything for the 2210 though. So the 2210 is probably gonna be Brownells, right? Can I find anything on this page? They have so much stuff. 2245 they have. Doesn't seem like they had a 2210. What even is the 2210? Oh, whatever. Y'all is ready with the... Okay, that's good. Send it in. We need to send out the invitation to the yearly meeting for the shooting club. Normal citizen is yeah, getting married. What a thing. I've never been married, so I don't know what I'm missing. But I've been together with the same woman since 2008. That's a while. Blood Eagle has left the chat to lose all his stuff in a boating accident. Yeah. Tom, did you fire Benelli M4 Super 90 yet? Was it as good as it looks? I have to make a video where we compare it against my Benelli M3 Super 90. M3 versus M4. Does one extra mean that much? Manga BB90 says to Tom, call me when you change your mind and we can swap that from a Saiga 12. Don't get a Saiga 12. How are we going to find spare parts for it? That's the downside of having Russian guns right now. You're never going to find the spare parts. So, yeah, I'm going to have to contact ARS and Anton and have him make them for you. Viking 1 is a tough guy with his 590A1 SP, which is a pump action shotgun from the almost Swedish company. Well, Mossberg does have the 3 crowns in their logo. Let's see if I can find that. Mossberg logo. Yeah, here we go. Boop. Mossberg. Good shit. Moiku, get a Spas 12. God damn it. Moiku, did you see the video I made with the... What's the name of the company? Oh, good. My memory is fucking the worst. Memory. The KAR-21 that you told me to visit. I told the guys at KAR, or no, that's not the name of the company. What's the name of the company? Yeah, NCO Firearms is the name of the company that makes the KAR-21. So I told them that a Finnish viewer called Moike told me to go see them. I have no idea if you actually know these people, but I gave you a shout out to them when I met them. I got an email from them. They invited me to Finland to go try it out. So I might have to travel to Finland soon. Take a weekend vacation to Finland and go see them. Righty. Tom is bragging about his MK18 Daniel Defense. Yeah. So yeah, Tom's gonna sell that rifle in 1 week, and then he's gonna buy an LWRC or something. Moike says, now they owe me a free KAR-21. Yeah, email them and ask for your free KAR-21. Good luck with that. But it was a really nice firearm. Yeah, it just felt the quality of it when I just dry fired it and felt it up. It was like one of those Swiss guns, like the BT. What's the name? APC 308 or 223. They're really nice. They have extruded aluminium profile upper as well, same as like a Scar or something. So that's the new black when you make firearms, basically. But and the fit and finish was really nice. Just went together like butter. Super smooth, high quality. Very, very far from some wobbly AK or anything. Let's see if I can find some cool pictures of it. KAR-21. Well, there's some. I think I had this one in my video. I still feel like they should put a folding stock on it, just a Picatinny rail on the butt, but I guess that's pretty easy for them to make if they need to. But I get why they put a buffer tube on it, because then you can have whatever stock on it, and you don't have to invent the stock as well again. So it's like a functioning ecosystem for the stock from the start. But what I would have made if I was them was just a Picatinny here, and then clamp something that has approximately the same shape as a buffer tube, mil-spec buffer tube or something, on it, and sell like a mechanism to make it folding separately or whatever. I know that there are like skeletonized buffer tube systems that work with AR-15 stocks out there, so that would have been nice, but they can have it for the 2.0 version. Does look really cool though, and it's so easy to switch between 223 and 308. This is a really good deal for a country like Sweden, especially, where you can have one gun and then what we call a Wechselsatz for it, like just a barrel and a bolt and a lower. The barrel and the bolt is all you need, and it's not an AR-15, so the police won't have any reason to fuck with you, because they don't allow any AR-15 extra calibers or whatever for some stupid reason. Akura says AK-47 on a hunting license. When? Well, I don't know. I don't know when Naturvårdsverket is going to change their shit. Let's see if they have anything on their homepage. Let's accept the cookies. Let's search. No, it's just the same thing I've showed you before. I can show it again for you. So they're going to change how firearms for hunting works, basically. And the date is later this year. Later this year. AK-47 on hunting, later this year. So, yeah. So no news there, unfortunately. So we'll see. Jarl says he said has finally released the Brent 2 in 308. Yeah, I felt it up at IWA. Seems nice, but it was like a mil-spec trigger and it was full auto and all that shit. So, and they still say that they won't make a semi version of it, so no fun for you. Good evening, Leo. Mangan says it would need to be an RPK for the barrel length. Yeah, that's true. You need to have a stupid barrel length for hunting firearms. So if I would get a fun semi for hunting, it would be an AR-10 in 308 basically. Then I would use it to hunt moose with. That would be awesome. Yeah, an AR-10 in 308, 18-inch barrel, perhaps 20. That would be fun. That would be really fun. But 18-inch barrel length is what you need for it to be okay for hunting. And a 5-round magazine or a 2-round magazine if you're hunting certain animals like bear. Which is stupid. Just a tiny little bit of whiskey left. Last questions in chat, please. By the way, if you have stupid apps on your phone, uninstall them. Don't use TikTok. Don't use Facebook. Especially don't use Facebook Messenger. Don't use any of that shit. Because they are surveilling you. If you didn't know it, now you do. And if you're gonna contact anyone on your phone, use Signal, or use Session, or use something that's actually good. And never use SMS. Just disable SMS or something. And if someone is stupid enough to use SMS, send them the link to Signal or whatever. Akura says, any particular reason you prefer 308 on an AR-10 and 6.5 Swedish on a bolt action? Yeah, there doesn't exist 6.5 by 55 bolt semi-auto. I do know that one of the guys behind ARS is trying to make one. Not sure how far along that journey he is. But the magazine issue is a big issue for 6.5 by 55 because it needs to be like a banana magazine, like an AK instead of an AR. That is very hard to get the angles correct and the feeding correct. And it's large action instead of short action, which the 308 is. So 6.5 Creedmoor is better than a 6.5 by 55 if you have a semi-auto. But I already have an AR-10 in 6.5 Creedmoor. Blood Eagle, I already have an AR-10 in 6.5 Creedmoor. So why would I need another one? I would get an AR-10 in 308 for hunting. So there are special rules that for 6.5 by 55 that's going to come into effect to make it so that you can hunt moose with 6.5 by 55. There are no such rules for 6.5 Creedmoor, even though it's basically the same V0, same bullet, everything is the same impact energy and all that. But it's the rules. So there is a chance I would not be able to hunt moose with a 6.5 Creedmoor. So yeah, Tom says the AG M42B is 6.5 by 55. That is true, but it's a very old firearm that wants to cut your thumbs off. That would work for if you want a semi-auto on hunting, but good luck finding one. They are a little bit rare. But an AR-10 in 308 will do all the hunting you need. All the hunting distances. Yeah, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Have you read the EU lead ban proposal? Yes, I have, but I haven't seen that it's much has happened in it since last week, or since I read it last. And I already talked about that, and I forgot everything I read about it. So I'll have a look at it, see if anything else has happened until next Friday, if I remember. Gonna have to have that caveat. Okay, last sip of whiskey for the evening. So good, so good. Yeah. Let's put the genie back in the bottle. Ah. There we go. Okay. And one Garands for everyone. Moose won't hear the ping before they die. That is true. That is true. But the myth about the ping is a little bit overrated if you're gonna believe all the YouTubers who's made videos about it. I think ARS is selling a very cool variant of that. Let me check. Did I dream it? No, I didn't dream it. Here we go. So this one, a Beretta BM59. Well, it's more of a it's not a M1 Garand. I was wrong, but it's still a cool firearm. It's still a cool firearm. It's like the son of M1 Garand on steroids or something. So it has some kind of muzzle device, built-in bipod, and what looks like a grenade sight, big box magazine. Yeah. No, it is an M1 Garand. I was wrong. So it is an M1 Garand with a box magazine in 308. There you go. That's pretty awesome, people. So if you're gonna get that on a hunting license, I'm not sure how you're gonna sort the magazine situation. Gonna have to have like some plug in the magazine bottom, so you can only fire 5 shots when you're hunting with it. But yeah, I guess it's gonna be doable. Good luck with that though. Police will fuck with you. But it's the coolest M1 Garand there is. Right, so, okay, Novel Carlos question. While hunting moose with a semi-auto, can you use a 5-round mag and just put 3 rounds in it, or do you have to use a 3-round mag? You have to use a 3-round mag. But it's not the same for all wildlife. It depends on what you're hunting. Check the rules for that. So some wildlife, some game, 3 rounds is a must, like bear or wolf. And some 5 rounds is okay, like pigs, I believe. Wait, it can shoot rifle grenades, and can we legally fire dummy grenades with it? So, yeah, you would have to use blanks to fire rifle grenades, and you would have to have, I don't know, maybe you can 3D print the grenade and shoot some Nerf darts or something with it. I guess it would be possible. So rifle grenades is something you shoot with blanks, and then the gas pressure makes it fly away, and it has like a bayonet something in it, some solution where you can put a specific grenade on the barrel and pew it away. The end block clips for Garands exist in 5 rounds. Yeah, I guess you would be able to load it with an M block clip as well, since it's a Garand. Padronen says it's only predators you have to have 3 in the magazine for. Well, some birds as well. I don't remember exactly the exact wildlife. You're going to have to check the rules for that. So I won't say for certain, and I don't care enough to Google the shit. You can Google it yourself. Naturvårdsverket has the whole list. Right, so you guys have a happy weekend, and let's all hope and pray that the 5-year licensing shit goes away, that synliga skäl goes away, that all the good shit, the motions that has passed, all come to pass next summer. And then we can shug this one on that Friday. Have a nice weekend, and have a good time at the range. I will. See ya.